All right. Hey, Amog. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Sure. My name is Amog. I am a second year student here at UT, and I'm studying electrical engineering, focusing on software, as well as Plan 2, which is a liberal arts honors program. And last summer, I worked as a software engineering intern at Kuka Robotics, and I was fortunate enough to work on two separate projects, one of which was a little fun project in which I implemented a bartender robot, and the second of which was a predictive maintenance software that we installed in BMW's manufacturing robots by the end of the internship. This coming summer, I'm looking for the same type of work in software engineering, and I will actually be working in Salesforce in San Francisco to pursue that.
Why did you choose to become an engineer?
In high school, I took a couple of computer science classes. I really enjoyed the concepts that were taught in that class, but I felt like I didn't have a conceptual understanding of what was happening underneath the software. And that's why I chose to pursue electrical and computer engineering here at UT, just to find out what's happening underneath all the if statements, all those while loops, and what's happening at the fundamental level in computers.
What makes you enthusiastic about the tech core that you're in or the type of engineering you're focusing on?
Sure, yeah. So I'm doing software engineering with a secondary in academic enrichment. So I chose software engineering because primarily that's what I enjoy learning about is different types of algorithms as well as different types of problems and what are the most efficient ways to solve them. I feel like that's something that with these large scale companies such as Facebook, Salesforce, Microsoft, they have these real problems that can be solved just by making processes more efficient. And I think that's really cool to learn about. And more on academic enrichment is it lets me focus on my Plan 2 degree as well. Because that's something I enjoy doing outside of engineering is learning more about literature, about philosophy, um, extraneous soft skills like that. Yeah.
Tell me about how you view teamwork. What do you look for in a good teammate, and how do you function as a teammate?
So, in my opinion, a great team is formed by people who can look past setbacks, and I really think that's the defining moment for a team is whenever they have a setback, they encounter some sort of problem, how do they bounce back from it? And so, for example, this last project in which we did the spice rack design, we saw that the day before we were kind of on the wrong track, but instead of just being frustrated and taking it out on our teammates, we were able to just come together and prioritize what we needed to get done quickly. And I feel like that's what made our team as good as it was.
How might you want to approach the educational design project? Do you have a specific area of interest or topic that you'd be excited to explore with teammates?
Sure, yeah. When I was initially thinking about this project, I thought that it was extremely cool how we were trying to implement a high school sort of project to go with high schoolers. And so my first initial thought was to make some sort of robotics lab in which the high school students pair up in teams and they have to design an NXT, like a Lego NXT robot, to maneuver a course. And the non-STEM application for that would be at the very end to present on what they considered when thinking about safety, especially since what these robots do is they model robots in real life. It would be really pertinent for them to present on what they considered in terms of safety, even at this micro level.
Cool. Tell me which class has been your favorite and why.
Yeah, so last spring semester, I was able to take a class called Intro to Embedded Systems, which is EE319K. And that's been my favorite class so far, just because it was definitely the most work I've done for a class, but it was also the most I've ever learned in any class. And I think the reason for that was it tied my background from high school, which was mainly in just upper level computer science, and cemented that in what was electronics, what I came to college to learn about. And so I learned a lot of fundamental concepts such as how sound works, which is something that you think is kind of trivial, but when you actually explore the electronic side of it is actually really cool. So that's definitely been my favorite class so far.
Great. And now for a little bit of a fun question. You've been given an elephant. You can't give it away or sell it. What would you do with the elephant?
Okay, cool. So that's a pretty interesting question. So I think I'm gonna do this in steps. So the first thing I would do is name this elephant, so I could have an emotional attachment with this elephant, right? The next thing I would do is train the elephant. I feel like given this special opportunity in my life with an elephant, I would just dedicate my life to try to train this elephant, so that by the time I'm old and this elephant has been taught really well, we can be the best duo performers, Elephant and Man, together in the world, and that would hopefully attract a lot of crowds and make us a lot of money. So yeah, that would be my answer to that.
Cool, great. Thank you, Amog.
Thank you.